Okay, so this fits with the blog series, 10 things you should be able to do. One of them is the range of motion test on the twisting, except a lot of guys especially are super duper tight in their upper rib cage. When we collect tension, we get really angry in our chest. When women collect tension, they usually go up here. So this is called the undifferentiated, differentiated thoracic mobility movement, which is stupid. So I call it the Exorcist because it kind of looks like that when you're doing it. You can do it on your own. I think you should learn to do it on your own before you ask for assistance in somebody else doing it. Only because you're creating twist on the spine. It shouldn't be torque on the spine, it should just be gentle twist. So what I'm doing as the person who's going to be guiding the person on the ground is I'm just helping them keep their posture. So I need to test first somebody's thoracic twist. So I'm going to get Chris here, who's going to go onto his knees. Is generally very tight because he does a lot of heavy squatting, deadlifting, obviously bicep curls. What I'm going to get him to do is he's going to go prisoner style behind the hedge. And I'm going to get him to keep as tall as possible. So I want you to come around to the side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to help him twist as far as he can. If I get him to stay here, he's going to try to twist himself as far as he can go without bending at the hips. So that's actually pretty decent. The ideal or perfect is if his elbow and his tailbone were in line with each other. Now I've got a good 8 to 10 inches that he would have to move to make that happen. Try going the other way. Just trying to stay really tall in the chest. Okay. So for my visual, this side looks a lot easier for him. Twisting to his right seems a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him to go here. Now I'm not pulling on him. I'm helping him stay nice and tall, especially through the upper chest. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk him around to the little bit of tension. He's trying to keep his sternum up the whole time. Now I'm going to bend him. If I twisted him to his left, I'm going to bend him to his left. Again, the hip is straight. He's trying to keep the chest as high as possible. What we're doing is we're stretching the rib cage muscles, a little bit of the lat. I'm going to move him back to center. Gives me a 2 or 3 count, and I can move him a little bit more. It's freakish. Tries to stay tall in the chest. We're going to bend him softly, never stiff. Back to center, twist him a bit more. You're going to get 3 to 5 inches every single time. It's just very strange. It's why I call it the Exorcist, because you can pretty much spin somebody all the way around.
Don't do that.
Okay, chest stays up, chin stays up. We get slower in the movement as he starts getting tighter. As he starts approaching his end range of motion, which will probably be this next one. Okay, that's his end range. You never force this. This is not coming from the low back. This is coming from the T-spine or the mid-back. Now, I'm going to twist him the other way. This was a lot easier. I'm going to bend him. Again, I know that this hip is straight, so that's good. This side is definitely easier, so I'm not going to have to do as many rotations to get him even. If this is the good side, don't emphasize that side. Again, don't speed up. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to twist him, get him to hold, take a breath, back to center, then twist. This will be the last one. Where this goes wrong, most people go up, they undo, and then they throw some speed on it. No, no, no. You bend back to where you just were, and you've got maybe a 2 count to get that twist. Now, that's undifferentiated, meaning if I turned him to the left, I bent him to the left. When I turned him to the right, I bent him to the right. That's undifferentiated. Differentiated, I'm going to get him to go back up. Okay, tall in the chest now. This time when I twist him to his left, and this is harder to stay tall, he's going to bend to his right. Now this is generally very stiff. Okay, again, I put him back to center without undoing what we just accomplished. Twist a little bit. Chest stays high, trying not to bend from the hip. You're trying to open every space between every rib. You're trying to open those intercostals, loosen up serratus a little bit, stay tall in the chest. You never pull on somebody's elbows. I'm just helping them keep these big arms out. And this is probably going to be the last one, so I'm going to help him breathe through that one. Just nice and slow. Back to the center, and then I'm going to hold that twist for a little bit. So now I've got him only about 6 inches away from, so he gained 4 inches of rotation on his tight side. Tall in the chest, it's going to be very stiff on a differentiated, meaning when I twisted him to the right, but I bent him to the left, these are generally tighter. Tone the test, pause the end range. You don't want to feel too much pinching on the side you're bending towards. If you feel a lot of pinching, you're bending too much. Now, he can do that himself. It is much easier to have someone else do it, but again, I'm not pushing. I'm really just kind of guiding him, making sure that his chest is stayed up. If he was to do it himself, he's going to go hands behind the head. He would always test which side feels tighter. He's very tall through the midsection. So it looks like left a little bit still. So if he was to do this himself, he's just going to try one time. He's going to twist the, keeping his chest sternum up, he would bend to the same side. Go back to mid and then twist. Back to midline and then twist. Okay, so you get the point. Now, again, he's going to bend. Go back to where he just was. Don't undo it. So there to there. Then you twist deeper. From there to the same spot you just were, twist deeper. I always generally relax my arms between the differentiated and undifferentiated. Okay? Then again, if he was going to do it himself, he'll go to his left, but he's going to crunch to the right. Goes back to center, tries to twist his body more. Okay? It's just very exhausting holding it. You're trying not to pull on your head. So it's much easier if I can just kind of help him out by keeping some of the weight of the arms. Right? Okay, so the point is, be very gentle on this. You are twisting and manipulating the spine. It should never be aggressive. It should never hurt. It should never pinch. Learn to do it on your own. You'd be surprised how much range of motion you'll get and how much better you feel. You're not trying to twist yourself in half. What you're trying to do, even if you're tight on both sides, be tight evenly on both sides. Turn this amount of degrees, turn the same amount of degrees the other way. I shouldn't be able to flip all the way around this way and only a quarter this way. That's when you're going to run into back problems. Okay, give it a try.